When I found out that Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar were going to be out a couple hours before the game, I had a weird feeling that it was going to look a little bit like this. But I didn't think it was going to look this bad. Ew. Yuck. Back-to-back weeks where the offense falters and half the offense is essentially missing. All right, so in this game, you had no Lane Johnson. Brandon Brooks exits. So you have a carousel along your offensive line. Because in the second half, they replaced Andre Dillard. He was really struggling. They replaced him, put Big V at right tackle. Brandon Brooks obviously was out, so they put Matt Pryor in at right guard. And it was a struggle for the offensive line. So Carson Wentz wasn't getting protected, and the wide receivers weren't getting open. And so you had those two things. And then the third thing on top of it, which you couldn't have, was Carson Wentz had a really bad game. This was his worst game of the season. Last week, I was like, all right, receivers aren't causing a lot of separation. There were some tight balls that he put into some tight windows last week. But this week, he was bad. He was really bad. And especially in the first half. So what I saw on tape last week when I broke down the All-22, I saw a couple instances where, Carson Wentz took 5 sacks. And on 2 of them, he could have gotten the ball out to Miles Sanders in the flat. And this was another game here where that happened. So he was struggling with his inaccuracy. I mean, he was just sailing the ball over receivers in the flats. And then you had all the turnovers. So he wasn't protecting the football. He was airmailing the ball. It was just not his day. He's pressing. He's absolutely pressing. With all the things that are going on, with all the injuries, So you have a game here. Let's see. Let's look at the stats. Zach Ertz had 12 catches for 91 yards on 14 targets. You had Greg Ward, who had 6 catches for 40 yards. He was basically open underneath because Seattle was essentially letting him catch these passes. Because if you saw in these plays, a lot of the linebackers were in their zone. It was just giving Ward these receptions. Goddard, 7 for 32. I mean, you're noticing all of this. Greg Ward, 6 for 40. Dallas Goedert, 7 for 32. None of these guys can average 10 yards. None of these guys are averaging over 10 yards because, I mean, there's just no speed within this offense right now. Everything is cluttered and, Zach Ertz, the fact that he can catch 12 balls for 91 yards on 14 targets, being essentially double, triple covered at times throughout the game is pretty astounding. I mean, his hands are ridiculous. So, I mean, they committed 5 turnovers, and I believe there were 13 possessions in the game. So, listen, it's a struggle to even get first downs right now. It's a struggle to get first downs. It's a struggle to string together first downs. And when you do, they're turning the ball over. 5 turnovers in 13 possessions. That's a lot. It's a lot. So while the offense is sputtering and completely inept at the moment without Alshon Jeffrey and all the players, the defense, on the other hand, back-to-back weeks where it balled out. So we have a football team here who had a defense which wasn't playing well at the beginning of the season, but the offense was kind of picking up the slack a little bit. Now that injuries have derailed the offense, the defense has really picked it up. But what we haven't seen this year is both units playing well at the same time in the same game. We haven't had that yet. We haven't had it. So there hasn't been a consistency. So you're 5-6, but the good news is, at least you're in the NFC East. You're probably going to have to win all your games now. You're going to have to win all of your games And obviously, the big one is in Week 16 against Dallas. You're probably going to have to win out and get in as the 4 seed. So, what I describe as a bad team it's a bad offense dealing with injuries. I mean, you can't overcome injuries when half your offense is missing. It's just see. Here's the thing. So they tried to put Dillard at right tackle today, and this Seattle defensive line, which was struggling all season with sacks before their last game against San Francisco, guys like Rashawn Green, good teams overcome injury. Dude, like half the team's missing. Like you can't overcome all these injuries. All right, like they overcame them. They overcame. This wasn't as bad as it was in 2017. They overcame it in 2017. They won the Super Bowl. But this is a lot worse. I mean, and unfortunately, like, there's nothing you can do. When Carson Wentz doesn't have more than 3-4 seconds to throw, and your receivers aren't getting open, there's nothing you can do. There's really nothing you can do. And then when the receivers are open and he does get protection, he's airmailing the ball. So they're a good team in 17, not now. Well, we don't know that. They're a team right now that we haven't seen them play the complete game. We've seen a team with all the injuries. We don't know that. You think you know that, but you don't. I'll let you know after Week 16. So, I'm not making excuses for Wentz. I said he looked bad today. Did you not listen to the fucking beginning of the video? Come on, dude. Stop typing comments and listen to the video. You gotta be kidding me. No. I'm not kidding you. I'm a genius for a reason. All right? Okay. All right, so defense played really well. And if you can get these guys back, Jordan Howard, Lane Johnson, Brandon Brooks, with the way the defense is playing, you can win the game in Week 16 and you can make the postseason. I'm telling you right now, you can do that. So, oh, my bad. Sorry, my apologies. My apologies. I'm agitated today. I'm sorry. This team, ever since 2018, we have been a below-average football team. They got to the divisional playoffs last year and put up a fight against the Saints. So, Wentz was definitely, Wentz. It was Wentz's worst game of the season. It was terrible. He was terrible today. He needs to be the pocket monster. He needs to protect the football. That's a huge thing right now because the offensive line did not play well today. He was getting hounded. Rashawn Green, Poona Ford, Ziggy Ansah with the bull rush. So, 2 straight terrible games at home versus good teams without half of your offense. What are you supposed to do? I mean, like, your top 3 receivers are out. Tom Brady's offense didn't look good last week. He doesn't have good receivers. Same deal here. All right. I thought Miles Sanders looked good. I thought he was good today. And I thought he was better than what I saw. So, they have the best defense in the league! Come on, dude! Come on! That's a stupid point. They have like a historically great defense. And come on. That's a bad point, dude. You got to take the L on that one. All right. Here we go. So, Miles Sanders averaged 5.3 yards per carry, 12 carries for 63 yards. What I saw today was more decisiveness. Yeah, the Eagles' defense, but the Eagles' defense isn't historically great. We're looking at a unit that's playing like a top 10 unit, but not like it's one of the best of all time. Come on, man. I got to deal with these novice football fans sometimes. All right. I'm going to talk about the game because I'm dealing with idiots here. All right, so Miles Sanders. So something I saw last week. If Wentz didn't turn the ball over, they win. That's not true. They weren't moving the ball. Did you watch the game? Did you watch the same game I was watching? They were struggling to get first downs. They're winning because they have the best defense in the NFL. Come on. Well, it's true. I'm a genius for a reason. I do this for a living. I know what I'm watching. I'm pissed too. I'm really pissed. I'm getting agitated. It's like I'm seeing the defense again. It's playing really well, but the offense got to get it going. Got to get it going. Laugh out loud. Sorry, I don't know what you just said, dude. I don't know. I missed it. I missed what you just said. But you're not making like a lot of rational points. I mean, Tom Brady gets his defense returns balls for touchdowns. They have blocked punts. They have blocked kicks every week. Do you not watch the same team I'm watching? The pass defense is by far the best in the league. No, you're not. You're not watching. Because I like New England's defense is by far the best in the NFL. And you're making it sound like Tom Brady is the reason why they're winning. Tom Brady is not the reason why they're winning. Their defense is overcoming some of Tom Brady's ineptness this year. Tom Brady isn't having a good year by his standards. And they haven't played anybody. All right. I wasn't supposed to go this long. I have to go inside the Club Risque. I have a post-game show. Make sure you to listen to it on The Gambler. So, I'm saying Wentz is the reason. Wentz is the reason. I mean, no. It's the whole team is the reason. It's the offense as a whole is the reason. Carson Wentz, I would say, is probably the biggest reason they lost today. Definitely the biggest reason why they lost today. He had a bad game. He had a really bad game. But he's got no help either. All right. Can I get a wrench? I'll try and figure out after. I got to get out of here. I got to do this post-game show. I don't even know if I got into everything I wanted to talk about, but I'll do it in the notebook tomorrow. I'm out. I'm going to go drown away my sorrows because I'm going to Club Risque, and I'm going to have a great time. Peace.